All right. So again, welcome. I'm super glad to have you folks here. Um, Today's session, we will be discussing elements of art and principles of design. So hopefully you folks have had an opportunity to go and review through that content. If not, no worries, because it's been a lot of just practice. I think that's the best way to kind of express yourself in art is just that practice. So I know I've been practicing in my art with this class. It's been a while since I've had this course, so it's nice to be at it again. I was doing graphic design there for a while. So to kind of go back to the reflection question there, my name is Mr. Martinez. I am a 9th year educator in the Treasure Valley area, which is Boise. And I would say that my favorite media to use in art is a traditional one would probably be like mixed media. So I like mixing in gouache and I like graphite as well. So I'll mix the two in so there's some depth in there. So I mean, those are my typical ones, but I really do love technology. I've been using photography as one of my main ways to express myself, and then, of course, editing in that process and having a creative design with it as well. So, anyways, Alyssa, thank you so much for sharing out that you have your paint. Do you do acrylic or do you do watercolor? I mean, there's a variety of other types, but those are the two main that I can think of. I love acrylic. Do you use like or oil? Sorry, that's the other one I was thinking of. Oil. Yeah, acrylic at least dries quickly. That's the nice part about it. It's not forgiving, and once it dries, you can't really manipulate it or texturize it as well as you'd like. So oils are really fun if you get to play with oils. The best, I would say. All right, to get things started off, I want to kind of see where we're at with our knowledge, or kind of just a pre-check to see where you folks are at with the elements of art and principles of design. So I'm going to share my screen real fast here. Hopefully you're on a computer. If you are not on a computer, you'll be switching between tabs on your phone. So let me find that tab. All right. And folks, you should see this beautiful Kahoot. If you would like to join with me, I have my phone too, so I'll play along with you folks. Excuse me. So again, if you're on your computer, you can grab your phone, or if you just want to open up another tab, you're welcome to do so. But again, we're just going to quickly just see where you're at with the information regarding the elements of art. So it should be a pretty quick one. And we'll play together. So it's always fun. Awesome, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you, kids. Wow, you folks are fast. I'm over here still trying to get on. All right. So 964, 8360. Awesome. Okay, so I don't think nobody's popped in yet. So I guess we'll just give it a go. I think we'll have fun with this and see what we can do. Another name for the element of art is hue. And what is that for? Is it for line, shape, color, or value? Oh, nice! Yeah. All right. That was good. That was fun. We all got that one. But I'm just slow. Ooh. 2 and 1. So yeah, so this one you have element of art. You're good. You're good. For this one specifically, we have a path of a point moving through space, right? So if you think about just a line, It's just moving through space. Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy. Value is going to be a little bit different, right? It's the dark to light. So that's what that's referring to. Let's. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. Alyssa moved up to number 1. I'm number 2, proudly. Aiden, she'll get the next one. Don't worry. Ooh, that is nice. The shape, yeah. So this one is, think about two-dimensional, right? It's flat, and it doesn't have volume. If it actually had volume, then we would consider it a sculpture. In this case, we just perceive this as a shape, right? So it's on a flat 2D surface, so shape. Oh, form, right? Form is the opposite, right? That is the 3D form. So, ooh, she has a streak and it's on fire. Alyssa. So 3D, we talked about the opposite one, right? Let's see. Nice. Great one, folks. I need it next. Right. This element of art has 3 properties: hue, value, and intensity. Ooh, hue, value, and intensity. Color. Yeah, that one was an interesting one, right? No, you're good. You're totally fine. I think this is an opportunity, again, just a pre-check. So in this one, that's what I get to chat about these two, so it's really fun. So hue, value, and intensity. Think about, we talked about hue being light to dark, and then the hue is the colors, right? The color variations. And then intensity, how we perceive the color to be. So that is color. But Alyssa, dang. An enclosed space, the boundary. Oh no, I picked the wrong one accidentally on my phone. An enclosed space, the boundaries of which are defined by other elements of art. Ooh. An enclosed space, the boundaries of which are defined by other elements of art. See, I picked the accidental wrong one. Yeah, perspective would be what we're actually going to talk about next unit is 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective. Looking at the depth, if you will. So that's perspective. In this specific case, we're talking about shape. So are defined by other elements of art. So I picked the wrong one. Can you imagine? We lost our streaks. It's all good. These all come from the 3 primaries and black and white. Okay. So 3 primaries, red, blue. I would say not text you, obviously. Intensity, maybe? Oh. Value. Service to darkness. Okay, now we got this one. I think we all got this one. This one should be fairly simple. So we have value between dark and light, and then we can see that it goes into color as well. So. Whew. Nice. Alyssa's still coming in clutch there first. Okay, limited to 2 dimensions. Length and width. Remember, this is flat. It's not a form because form would be 3D. So it has to be either lines or shape. But remember, line is one point to another on a flat 2D surface. So that leaves us with 1. No, I ran out of time as I explained. It's shape. Yeah, so length and width, right? That's really all you can do with shapes on paper. you can provide some depth by adding texture or in shading to add that. We're adding that value that'll provide that depth. But other than that, it's still a 2D figure. All right, this refers to the area in which art is organized, and my phone just I apologize. This would be perspective. Oh no, space. Martinez. We're not doing well today, but we'll go over the notes, don't worry. Represents the volume. Oh, look. Excuse me. This represents a volume of space. Welcome, welcome. I'm not sure who Breezy Bees is, but if you want to join us on the Kahoots, you're welcome to join. The game pin is down at the bottom. My time ran out. So great job. Perspective, yes, perspective. Gaines, you got that one. You moved on that.
I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma. Welcome. Okay. This refers to tactile qualities of a surface or visual representation of surface. Okay. This one we should all get. Look at the wonderful texture. Yes. All right. Alyssa, you're just going in strong there. Just a couple more questions there. These shapes have a natural, less well-defined edges. Think amoeba or a cloud. So it's talking about the shape. Is it organic? Is it geometric? Organic it is. Congratulations, folks. Ooh, Cadence is on fire. She has a streak of 3. I barely have a streak of 1 right now. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. I keep wanting to put it in my computer. Think about the tools. Think about the shapes. Think about the math class. Yeah, geometric. Awesome. Here's your last question. Red, yellow, blue? Yes, awesome. Hey, you came in clutch there, Emma, at the very end. I love it. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. It's all good. It's all good. Nice. Congratulations, Alyssa. Appreciate you. Thanks for working hard on this. All right, folks. So let's go ahead and stop presenting and then move away from that. Yes, I want to leave the site. All right. So I want to just kind of quickly review those elements of art with you folks. And by doing so, I'm going to use actually our own platform, Schoology, so you can see that's principles of design. Okay. And you too can also find this information on your Schoology website, but I'm not in the correct one. So let me get into the correct materials in Unit 2. And we're talking about elements of art. Okay. And so we know that there are 7 elements of art that we get to pose, and hopefully you had an opportunity to look at the art forms and different art types in your in your dialogue and discussion board. But those elements of art are line, shape, form, value, space, color, and texture. There are a few other ones, but in this specific case, these are the most elementary and most basic ones that will help, help us discuss the principles of art, or excuse me, the elements of art. So this will be a little note catcher. These are fun little features you can find on the tools here. So as you see here, the different elements of art. Line is a path of a moving point through space. This could be the shortest distance between 2 points, a straight line, or a curvy organic line, right? So we talk about the difference between organic and then geometric. So we can also do that with lines as well as our shapes, as well as forms. So shape. Shape is two-dimensional area that is defined some way like height and width. So shapes are flat. So again, shape, flat, form, which is three-dimensional. So, all right, so here we go. I'm going to share a little thing here. Poll. What is the difference between shape and form? There is no difference. Sorry, I'm creating this little poll for you folks. 1, 2, 3. And we'll say, we'll go there. So go ahead, folks. There is a little poll there for you folks to answer there. Again, what is the difference between shape and form? We look at shape here. Remember, shape, length and width. It is flat on the surface. Hopefully you're able to see the poll. Can you see the poll? No, yes. Can either of you see the poll?
I don't see it.
Okay, let me see what's going on with my poll. Q&A. Polls. Okay, it's live. Interesting. If you look right next to the chat, there's like a little chat option. Is there like little shapes like a triangle, a square, a circle? Do you see that?
Cool. Yes, I see it now.
Oh, perfect. Yes, awesome. Go ahead and click on your option there. That would be correct for this test. Thank you, Alyssa, for letting me know. And thank you, Cadence. Awesome. Yeah, I love it. So what's the difference between shape and form? Form, we're going to have a 3D form, and the shape is just going to be fun. So, sweet. Line, 2 points in space. Shape, flat, defined by length and width. All right, let's see what the next one is here. So we have form. Form is a three-dimensional area defined in some way like height, width, and depth. So we talked about that one. Is there any in particular form that you would say you note out in the world, or one that you just like love to go see, or one that you maybe have seen in pictures? I'll open that one in chat. Let's see here. So I recently went to Italy. I was in Florence, and I don't know if you've ever seen David. It's this massive sculpture, beautiful form, and it's just really impressive in size. So, and if you get to see that, and you get to go to Italy to see that, I would definitely do it. So, again, one of my favorite forms to view. All right. just quickly going through this, we have value for sake of time. We have value, remember going light to dark, and there also we can also talk about color with that, but that would change up to hue. Space is emptiness of an area. It changes between around, above, below, or within objects. We have negative and positive space. Negative space is that blank space around your canvas. So let's say you're drawing or designing something, and you keep your space around the outside of your canvas. So I'll just draw like a quick little circle. So that's our negative space around that. Excuse me. Positive space is whatever's filled in. So we, in design world, especially graphic designers, tend to use negative space as just a natural balance to give your eye a relief. And same with your artworks. One of the things that I really love seeing from most of you folks was your ability to kind of maintain like a border to give your eye relief. And even you just took little moments in between your drawings to also give that space relief. We provided ourselves a border some negative space in the recent drawing. So I believe that was a line shape task. So great job with that, by the way. All right, moving real quick through this. Color, we talked about this. So color has three properties: hue, like red or blue; value, dark to light; and intensity, how vibrant and saturated it is. So there's color. We love color. Texture. This is more of a new one with me. I've been experimenting a lot with texture in my paintings, and seeing how I can add depth, right? So it also evokes emotion if you have the appropriate types, like with oil paintings. If you add chunkiness to it, you just express that. The best one that I can say that adds lots of texture was, is it Godet? And he had a Sunday morning à la Japote. And so that one is where he stippled with the back of his brush. Let's see if I can quickly find it for you folks. Sunday morning at the stipple, impressionistic. Okay, apologize here. Just finding this quick Google search for you folks so you can see that one. It's one of my favorite ones with impressionism. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna quickly just stop sharing. Okay, and I'm gonna share this new one. So again, share your entire screen. No, share best tab. Beautiful. Or share simple impressionism. No, so again, this one has texture, and I really do love how the artist in this specific case used, I believe, primary colors and tricked your eyes into believing that, hey, there's all these values and hues and shapes, but really it was just a highlighting effect that tricks your eye into believing that there's more than what meets the eye. Again, just small stipples using from the back of the paintbrush, which was really cool. So again, I would consider that texture. All right, moving back into our quick little elements of art. Let me share that one. Lots of sharing today. So thank you so much for your patience. Right, elements of art. And we'll be quick because we're almost done here with our time. But I'll stick around, like I said, a little bit after. So now that we have seen the 7 elements of art, we have texture, shape, space, value, form, line, and color. Let's go ahead and just quickly place Tropophobia, which means your texture sometimes. Oh, okay, that's fair. Fair enough. I don't know if I'm too familiar with it, but that's just a Google search away. That's all it is. Ah, yes. Okay. Fair. Yes. Yes. I would say that you're probably not a fan of Dr. Pimple Popper. So. Okay. So as mentioned before, let's go ahead and take an opportunity to just quickly fill in this organizer where these notes are at. Again, you can find this in your notes as well on the Schoology webpage. So, a two-dimensional area that is defined in some way like height and width. So, in the chat, if you will do me a favor and go ahead and enter which one you believe it is. So, take an opportunity. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Boom. Emma, you got it. Awesome, awesome. Does anyone want to come from Emma? Ah, sweet, thank you, Ken. So let's check this out. We'll put in shape here. Nice. All right. Our next one here is the element of art that refers to how things feel, look as, or if they feel, they might feel if touched. Is wow, I cannot speak today. But again, this one's nice. Yes, texture all the way. I really liked your beginning conversations regarding art and what is art. Would you consider light? So light being bended. We talked about the LED light strips. Would you consider that a form of texture? Or do you believe that it just is maybe a hue and color? Because I thought it was really interesting that somebody posed the question whether it was art or not, and I really had to sit there and think about it. But like, does it provide ambiance? Sure. Does it provide texture? Okay. Yeah. Just depending on what it's being reflected onto. Okay. Nice. All right. So we have the emptiness or area between around, above, below, or within objects. Excuse me. Okay, we talked about this one. We have negative, and then we have positive. Yes. All right. The path of a moving point through space. Boop, boop. Excellent. From one point to the other. All right. An element of art that is derived from reflected light. Okay, so this one, think about refraction, right? I think the best example of this, if you've ever seen the album cover for, I won't remember the name now. Yes, it is Color. There's an album that I can't remember. I think it's from AC/DC that does a really good one. And like a little light fragmentation where it's a crystal and rainbow hues come from that. So it's really fun to see that in real life. All right. Last two, the element of art that describes the darkness or lightness of an object. Sweet, value it is, awesome. And then our final one, a three-dimensional area defined in some way like width and depth. And well, all that's left is form, right? Because we're talking about shape versus form, 2D versus 3D. So let's check this out. Let's see how we did. Excellent. Great job, folks. All right, so just quickly going through these last three ones, and we'll finish up with this. And which element of art do you see? Do you believe there is texture, value, shade? Which one? This is a trick one. It's going to be more than one. Let's take an opportunity. Take about 20 seconds. We have texture and value. It's a good one. Anybody else want to chime in there? Let's back up the response there. Texture and value. All right, let's check it out. Let's see. Great. Great job, folks. Okay, now my question is, what happens when you have a form in a 2D space, like a picture? Is it still considered a form, or is it now a shape? Puzzling questions. At that point, if it's a picture, it's probably a shape, right? Because it's on a 2D surface. But getting to see it in person and seeing that form, then yes, very much so. All right, just a few more questions here. We have a Van Gogh piece. We have what elements of art are we seeing? We have the potato eaters. Do we see color, value, or texture? This one was interesting to talk about texture. Did they stipple? Did they? It looks like he used some cross-hatching techniques around the imagery. Okay. What do you think, Alyssa? Color, value, texture. Value for sure, okay. I like that. Value for sure. And then texture. Talk to me about texture in this painting. Like, what are you seeing? What visually do you see represented that would be texture? And of course, it's an odd one, right? Because we don't get to actually see it in person. It's always best to see these images in person, because you can actually see how the artist works. Ah, the wrinkles in the clothes. Yes, 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 in clothes. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, I would agree. The wood beam in the, yep. Yeah, so he provides texture forms in it. Yes. All right, so let's click on texture. And for sure, color. There's color in this one. So let's check to see. Beautiful. All right, yep, the detail piece that tells us about how the figures and objects might feel if touched. Great. So it's not always literal texture, but sometimes implied. I love it. So again, just to recap from this, which one of these elements of art do you feel like you personally need to take more time or consideration with? Is it lines? Is it shape, form, value, space, color, texture? I personally, with this, am a person who needs to probably practice more with color. I tend to use a monochromatic, or like usually gray, black, gray, and white. Those are my go-tos. It's my favorite, and it's easy and comfortable for me. So color is something that I tend to need to work on. Yes, textures. It's sometimes difficult to work with textures. I especially with learning how to do them with paint. It's not the easiest with acrylics, but it can be possible. I would try oil. Oil will let you manipulate that until you find the kind of texture you like for the imagery. So awesome. Alrighty, folks. So here is kind of just leaving you folks with one last thing to think about before we head off, which is just how to critique art. As we watch this short video, I want you to consider the 3 big ideas or 3 big takeaways from this, and then we'll leave them in the comments for your peers to review and also to chat about. Because when I critique art, I try to do it in a sandwich. Give you a positive, what's something that you need to work on constructively in that piece, and then again highlighting on your overall piece and leaving you with a question. I want to leave you a question on how for you folks to improve. But again, this video is pretty good with providing critiques. One of our next units is actually going to allow us to critique our peers' works. So I want you folks to also be a part of this process of knowing how to critique and feeling comfortable with critiquing one another. Okay. So let me know if the video doesn't work. I'm just gonna shoot you the link right now, so you can watch that at your own time. But I'm gonna play it here live so we can all view it together and take away our big 3 ideas. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my goodness.
Jackie, and today we're talking about how to talk about art.
Uh-oh.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Stay on top of emails, documents.
Hi everyone, this is Jackie. Hi everyone, this is Jackie, and today we're talking about...
Poor Jackie just doesn't want to work for you. But what I will say to this, folks, because I want to honor your time, and now I've gone way past the time frame that I allotted for you folks to kind of work through this, take an opportunity to watch it at a later point. Again, she just reviews the concepts of how to provide appropriate feedback. Never just say, I like it, but add reasons why you like it. Look at the piece. Provide yourself some perspective. What do I like about it? Is it the texture? Maybe it's the elements of art, or maybe it's the principles of design. Maybe the pattern, the movement, or the proportion size of it, right? Those are some things to consider when we talk about critiques. We also want to critique, whether the hue is off, or maybe consider the value. How can you make this even punchier with the value? So leaving them with those questions, providing those questions is super important. So again, I would say, folks, please watch the video. I apologize that it's just not working here on my end. It just seems to be that my network is slow. So I'm going to stick around for a little bit more, but if you folks are welcome to head on out. And again, I appreciate you all for coming on and just chatting with me about the elements of art, because that's what we had mentioned we were going to talk about. Same with critiques. Weirdly, it just will not work. So the video link is there for you folks. Again, I'll stick around for a little bit while, for another 15 minutes or so. If you want to chit chat regarding any of the things that we talked about, or just about life, I'm here.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hey, Alyssa, you have a great one as well.
Goodbye.
Bye, Emma. Yeah, that's a great question. So, Kate, it's my my personal one is to try to do one every 2 units. It just depends. I like to just kind of chit chat with you folks and do different activities. I try to do that, like I said, every 2 units. So the next one should not be until unit 4. And then I believe there are 8 units total, and then unit 6, and then unit 8. So total of 4 of them. All right, Cadence, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate your work. I'm doing well. So, ciao. Ah.